Hello and welcome to the Astrology Forecast. My name is Sage, here as your eye into the sky, letting you know what the cosmic events are for the week, why they matter, and how you can use this information in your everyday life. Hope you are all enjoying a beautiful week. Just finished up the new moon in Pisces, and a lot of spiritual and cosmic resets were going on this past weekend. I don't know if you were feeling it, but I know a lot of us certainly were. Let's chat really quick before we dive into the one major cosmic event for this week, March 10th through the 17th. Let's just do a quick catch up. What is the current cosmic climate, right? I know a lot of us want to understand where we are in the bigger frame of things. So understand that right now we have zero planets in retrograde. This basically means that the cosmic energy is supportive of whatever you want to do. There are no hiccups, no major obstacles. It's pretty much smooth sailing from here until April 1st. So really take advantage of March Madness, March forward, right? There's a lot of analogies that tie us to March being the month of progress. And it's no wonder that March is the month that more often than not, it has the least retrograde planets. So take advantage of that. We just came off of the new moon in Pisces. This was the last opportunity to manifest with the moon. It was the final lunation before eclipse season begins. Eclipse season will be March 25th through April 8th. And that's going to be a time of a lot of cosmic energy, a lot of major life beginnings, major life endings, and possibly some chaos. We don't recommend manifesting with the moon during eclipses. So this basically means that this past weekend was our final opportunity to really take advantage of the lunar reset, as we did have a new moon. These are times of setting intentions. And last but not least, we are wrapping up the astrological year, right? We are in the final week of Pisces season. And as many of us know, Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. We actually began the astrological new year last March during the spring equinox of 2023. If you know, you know. In all reality, the new year, so to speak, really doesn't belong on January 1st. If you've been following me and you've been keeping up with the forecast, you know that back in January, I did discuss this. Oftentimes we feel like we need to, reset things and set new intentions and goals and resolutions. But in January, that's not really the most opportune time as far as the energy of nature and of the cosmos. It's actually best to do it when Aries season is starting, which of course is on the spring equinox. So we are wrapping up Pisces season, which really means this is the time to cleanse yourself, to prepare yourself for a brand new lunar year. And when I say lunar, I really should say astrological year. But this is really the opportunity to set yourself right. Kind of think about it like a New Year's part two, right? Because I know we still do celebrate New Year's, and a lot of us recognize that as the start of things. But if we're looking energetically, allow this time, middle of March, right? Really end of March, when we get to that spring equinox. Allow that to be the time that you really take advantage of this new energy coming in, this new cycle beginning. So that is some quick cosmic updates for where we are in terms of the larger scale of things. Now, of course, we are going to dive into all things this week. Before I do that, thank you all so much, of course, for consistently tuning in. If you have been tuning in, please make sure you've already hit that subscribe button. If you've been getting value from these videos, make sure you tap the like button. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with every single forecast I post, tap the notification bell so you can be notified when a new forecast is uploaded. Quick reminders, last week of Pisces season means last week to capitalize on 50% off of a solar return reading. If you or a loved one is a Pisces, hit the link below and book a reading. And of course, as always, I do want to remind us, if you're joining us this summer in Utah, it's going to be an absolutely unforgettable experience. Of course, you can hit the link below, find out more information. We are going to be venturing to the mountains of Utah to witness the cosmos in their full glory under the dark sky. If you're interested in coming, it's going to be July 31st through August 5th. We would love to have you there. So let's dive into the first and only major cosmic event of this week. So the first and only cosmic event happening this week is on Monday, March 11th, when Venus enters Pisces. Now, Venus has been in Aquarius since February 16th. When Venus was in Aquarius, this was an air sign that was really focused on the larger context of things. So, this was an excellent time if you want to reflect for a moment on what has been going on for you in matters of love and anything involving your creativity, your artistic nature, partnership, relationship, beauty in all its forms. This is what Venus represents. Now, Venus in Aquarius was all about connecting with the larger schema of things. Where do I fit into my relationships? How do I assert my individuality in my relationships while still understanding that there's a connection that needs to be had here? When Venus was in Aquarius, we were seeing progress and innovation in the tech space, right? We were seeing major advancements with AI, and possibly even more money associated with these things. Now, again, it's best to look back in your specific birth chart. Note where you have Aquarius. What house is it occupying? That'll tell you what area of your life was getting the most Venusian influence since February 16th. Now, that was an air sign. Of course, Aquarius is all about looking at progress and innovation and how can I further things. And so, even in the context of your relationships, you might have been looking at how I can innovate this relationship, how I can make this relationship more progressive. Does it really value how I feel, how I think? And if not, how can we move it forward to embody that more unique energy that is authentic to who I am? Now, this was an excellent prerequisite for Venus entering Pisces. Venus in Pisces is a whole new ballgame. We go from this much more detached energy of Venus in Aquarius, this much more mentally driven, almost loftier perspective that Aquarius has in regards to relationships and partnership and beauty in all forms. And then we get Venus in Pisces, and it's just like we take everything and we merge it together in this beautiful ocean of love, right? This is a water sign. And in fact, this is the best sign for Venus to be in. Fun fact, Venus is actually exalted in Pisces. That word exalted just simply means that Venus operates in its highest version, its highest functionality in the sign of Pisces. Why is this? Well, because Pisces is the final sign. It's the sign of compassion, of humanity. It's a water sign, and of course, water connects to our emotions. We already know love is the strongest emotion, and Pisces really embodies that universal love, that connection to every single person. And especially when we're talking about partnership, Venus and Pisces is like the concept of just like merging your souls together and just saying we're tied together in mind, body, and soul forever, until death do us part. This is really what Venus in Pisces embodies. So this is really beautiful for putting on those rose-colored glasses and just walking through life in a daze of love and butterflies and fairy tales and happy endings. Venus in Pisces really takes us to the next level with that. We are also tapping into our creativity with Venus and Pisces. We are feeling the flow of creative juices, right? This is why Pisces energy puts us in that flow state. If you want to do more research on it, look into flow state. That's a real thing. And Pisces energy truly embodies it. Now, when Venus enters Pisces, again, this is our creative function as Venus does rule over art and beauty and creativity. And we're infusing that with this Piscean connection. And Pisces, of course, is the last sign. So it does connect us to that sixth sense, that other world. It's the last sign preparing us for the next new phase, for that next evolution to take place. And it does require us to kind of dip our toe into the cosmic waters of whatever exists beyond this 3D reality. And that's really where Pisces takes us out of ourself and into a much more spiritual or even sometimes religious space. And so really great opportunity to tap into that flow state and into that, more godlike Christ consciousness type of connection with what we create, with our art and what we find beautiful and how do we honor that beauty. Not only that, but Venus is, of course, the planet of self love. How are we loving ourselves? When Venus is in Pisces, we're seeing way less flaws in who we are, and we're really loving every single beautiful part of us and even all the shadow parts of us, the uglier sides of ourselves. Venus in Pisces says, let's just cover that up with something beautiful and glittery and loving. And we have compassion and empathy for not only everybody else, but even ourselves. So Venus in Pisces is an exalted moment where basically it's like a love holiday for the next month or so while Venus is in Pisces, which it will be in Pisces, by the way, until April 4th. So we do have a few weeks to really enjoy and appreciate this energy. So let's dive into 3 ways that you can actually work with Venus being in Pisces. The first way that I recommend you work with Venus in Pisces is to allow yourself to dream. This is the dreamiest, most romantic placement we have in all of astrology. If you or a loved one, maybe you're lucky enough to date or even be married to somebody with a Venus in Pisces, cough, cough, I actually am. And it's absolutely amazing. This is the sign of the hopeless romantic. I know a lot of you listening are like, Shane, yes, he is. Venus in Pisces. But that's a side note. Venus in Pisces is the sign of the romantic. I can tell you this from firsthand experience that if you know somebody that has a Venus in Pisces, know that that person has the capacity to love, and that love has the ability to transcend anything within this 3D reality. Pisces, again, is half in this world, half in another world. But if you bring in that concept of universal love and connection and almost like that soul connection, that again, Pisces is the sign of the soul. This is where love gets elevated to its highest form, hence why Venus is in Pisces. But why do you want to allow yourself to dream? This is the moment in time, especially in the astrological year, when it is okay to bring those fairy tales to life. Fairy tales suddenly can become real when Venus is in Pisces. Now, of course, that's not to say that there won't be some reality checks along the way. Saturn, which we'll get to, but Venus in Pisces, especially between March 11th and the 22nd, March 11th and the 22nd. I say that on a purpose because this is when Venus will be on its own in Pisces without Saturn's reign, basically, without Saturn kind of anchoring it down to reality. Now, when Venus is in Pisces, this is the best opportunity to create your dreams, to visualize what you desire. What is your greatest ideal when it comes to your artistic nature, your creative expression, your relationships, your relationship with yourself, right? These are all things that Venus rules over. And bonus, Venus also happens to rule over money, things of value. So consider this as well. This is an amazing time to attract money, to attract financial and valuable resources into your possession, but doing so from a space of feeling and intuition. Logic, reason, they don't really exist with Venus and Pisces. So don't try to make sense of how you feel. If your dreams seem far out there and wild and exciting and maybe even a romantic or just really of a higher vision, allow it. That's the point here, right? That's the point. Allow yourself to experience the feeling of your dreams without any boundaries or borders or anybody telling you, no, that won't work, no, that won't make sense. Take the naysayers and the naggers out of your head for a minute, just for a few weeks, right? This is the beautiful, most opportune time to really elevate your soul and your connection to that which your soul craves. Beautiful opportunity while Venus is in Pisces. The second way I recommend you working with Venus in Pisces is to cultivate the spirituality in your relationships. Find ways to honor the divine in your relationships. And this can go for any type of higher power source that you believe in. This can be religion, this can be spirituality, whatever it looks like for you. Where do you incorporate that into your relationships? This might be the best opportunity to seek relationships that go a little bit deeper. You know, Pisces has 2 fish. One fish is swimming up towards society, towards people, towards enlightenment, towards the light, literally. Then the other fish is swimming down towards the depths of one's soul. And so this is where Pisces energy looks to really seek a spiritual connection, a union that transcends time and space. And so do we have relationships in our life, whether platonic or romantic, that bring us deep into our soul, that allow us to explore the ocean of our subconscious mind? Do we find ways to connect in a partnership with those beliefs, with those feelings of connection with God or whatever it is that you believe in? Are you honoring that in your relationship? You know, these are the things to really look at. And this is also the best time to maybe incorporate that more into your relationships. Maybe look and see where you can go to church with your partner more, or with your friends, or with your family. Maybe looking into more meditations or yoga classes. Or again, Venus is the planet of art, and so is Pisces, is the sign of creativity. Go to art festivals, go to creative functions and spaces where you can connect with individuals that are more creative, that are more soulful, that do have that connection with that source guiding them and with their own personal religion or spiritual beliefs. So, exploring those beliefs together, cultivating that and incorporating that into your relationship, this is the best time to do it, as it's supportive, it's positive, and because Venus is the planet that connects us together, it has the potential to also bring you even closer to those that you love. And the third way I recommend you work with Pisces energy is to not ignore red flags. I know we're coming back down to reality for a second. We're popping the bubble of Pisces and Venus and Pisces dreamland. But this is really important to note. One potential downfall of Venus and Pisces is putting on those rose colored glasses and seeing no red flags, right? We're only seeing the positives, we're only seeing the good stuff. We can be idealistic to a fault when Venus is in Pisces. And so be very aware that yes, fairy tales exist, but at the same time, not everything comes with a happy ending. Venus in Pisces, I know it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is something to note. And again, as everybody's going to be experiencing this planetary influence of Venus in Pisces, it's important to realize that during this time, people might seem a lot better than they really are. And this is really the chance to tap into the connected side of Pisces, that intuitive side of Pisces. Yes, Pisces does see things in the most beautiful, idealistic, dream fairy tale land possible. This is a characteristic of Pisces energy, no doubt. However, there's a saving grace here, right? Because Pisces is the most intuitive sign. So, as you're navigating relationships during this next month, pay attention to your gut instinct. That's the biggest piece of advice to give when it comes to not ignoring red flags. It's easy to ignore them when Venus is in Pisces, but we all know that deep down we will feel that gut instinct of this isn't right. This isn't an alignment, right? I know that my feelings are telling me the truth. And that's the key here with Venus in Pisces, is to trust your feelings. If your feelings are telling you that everything is amazing, but still pay attention to the but. Venus in Pisces might want to just glaze over it. Again, put the rose colored glasses on, but that's not going to serve us long term. Remember, after Venus is in Pisces, Venus enters into Aries. Now, when Venus is in Aries, we are going to burn up whatever is not working, whatever is not in alignment. We're starting and forging a new path with Venus in Aries. So, none of the stuff that was hanging on and dead weight is going to be brought in when Venus is in Aries. So, if there's dead weight in your relationships, if there's a feeling of lack of depth, of connection, of maybe something that is a huge red flag and you need to pay attention to, trigger warning, right? We're going to see it, we're going to feel it. Don't ignore it. This is the biggest thing. It's easy to do, but we don't want to do it. It's not a wise thing to do. And of course, Pisces is a very wise sign. So, I do want to finish this off with one more special thing to note, which is if you are a Pisces, either a sun, moon, or rising, this is a beautiful opportunity to get more in touch with the feminine side of things, with that more intuitive, receptive part of yourself. Maybe connect with the women in your life. And tap into your love, tap into your love language, tap into what really ignites your heart. We're also really working with our heart chakra. While Venus is in Pisces, this is the best time to have heart chakra meditations, to really tap into what elevates our heart, our love, what makes us feel all giddy inside, what gives us butterflies, and maybe also what healing has to be done with my heart chakra. What blockages are here that I'm really ready to cleanse and release? Because keeping in mind, this is the final sign of the zodiac. So we are cleansing during the time when Venus is in Pisces. We're cleansing ourselves of any unwanted energy within our self, within our relationships, within our creative expression. All of that is being felt through, and then, of course, properly discarded of or kept, depending on what we decide and what our heart tells us. So, Very important. Last but not least, if you are a Pisces rising, amazing opportunity to feel your most beautiful. This is the best time to get in front of the camera, to really allow yourself to feel as radiant and gorgeous as possible or handsome as possible, right? This is the opportunity when Venus is in your first house of your physical appearance. Really take advantage and utilize this time to capture your image and to really make yourself even more elevated and even more beautiful. As Venus is exalted in Pisces, this is a beautiful opportunity to feel that feeling of exaltation within your own self. And again, Venus is in Pisces all the way until April 4th. So we do have a solid 3 weeks or so with this energy. And that really wraps us up. Only one major cosmic event for this week, and it's an amazing one. So take advantage of the love spell that we're all getting struck by and utilize Venus in Pisces to your advantage. If you got value from this video, please make sure that you hit the like button. And if you have anything you would like to share, any thoughts or comments on what I described this week, make sure you click and comment. I will read all those comments and respond. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in consistently. Pisces, I love you all. Please, if you are interested in booking a reading, solar return reading, or a birth chart reading, one more week left to take advantage of that. 50% off of solar return chart readings, 30% off of birth chart readings. Click the link below and book your reading. I wish you all a beautiful week. Next week, we have the beginning of the new astrological year, the spring equinox. Aries season will be starting, so get ready for that forecast as it's going to be a very pivotal time in 2024. I send you all so much love. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you all again next Sunday.